Welcome to Headingley, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of the Tetley's Bitter Super League 5. Much has been talked about this season as the Leeds Rhinos enter the field. There's been a lot of talk about this season. It's going to be the best summer season yet, some are saying. We'll find out now. This is round one, and this is the Leeds Rhinos versus the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. And we'll go through the visitors' side first. And they line up with number 1, Steve Prescott. 24, Paul Sampson. Number 4, Tony Tutupu. 20, former Rhino, Adam Hughes. Number 2, Neil Law. 3, Francis Maloney. 7, Glenn Tomlinson. 8, Francis Stevenson. 21, Ryan Hudson. 16, Andy Fisher. 11, Warren Jarrett. 12, Willie Poaching. And the Wildcats captain, number 13, Steve McNamara. And your Leeds Rhino. They line up, fullback, 14, Marcus Senelaire. 5, Francis Cummins. 3, Richie Blackmore. 15, Paul Bell. 4, Keith Senior. Number 6, Darryl Powell. Number 7, the man of the match last week against St Helens, Ryan Sheridan. And the forwards for the Rhinos. Number 8, Darren Fleary. 17, Anthony Farrell. 10, Barry McDermott. 11, Adrian Morley. 12, David Barnhill. And 16, Andy Hay. The replacements for the Rhinos: number 9, Lee Jackson. 20, Jamie Matthew. 13, Kevin Sinfield. And 21, Carl Pratt. And the Rhinos get underway. An early hit out there for number 12, Willie Poaching. He's knocked back in the tackle by Andy Hay, and Keith Senior there in the tackle along with Paul Bell, the Aussie, playing in only his 4th game for the Rhinos. Farrell and McDermott doubling up there with Hay. Hay doubles up on his tackle count already. Now bring out through Tomlinson. Oh, well wrapped up there. Powell, a mature enough player and wise enough player to see exactly where the ball was going there. He put the tackle in nice and early. Hay again early in the tackles, pushing down the back. Oh, seems to be a drop there from Ryan Hudson. That's dummy half. Now this is Marcus Senelaire getting his first touch. He's starting tonight, a rare start for Marcus Senelaire. Yestin Harris having to pull out the knee injury he sustained against St Helens. And there's a knock on there by Senelaire in the tackle coming from Hudson, who seemed to make amends for his early knock on, which wasn't spotted by referee. The referee today is Mr. Steve Gansers. Today's match sponsors. Main match sponsors are Yorkshire Electricity, the associate match sponsors Intech Solutions, and the match ball sponsors EMB Architectural Hardware and Graphic Signs. Good early run there from Francis Maloney, looking to find the gap, but he's tackled. St Hilaire in there. Tomlinson feeds it out to 13, captain Steve McNamara. He's brought down though. And Fleary in there in the tackle. You can go sharp, and this is 7, Tomlinson. Tomlinson looks to have a break on, but Andy Hay again with the tackles, playing superbly well. The Great Britain second rower playing loose forward tonight. Feeds it out now to 8. That's Francis Stevenson. He's could have scored there. Steve Gantz has a long look at his touch judge and gives the try. So an early try for the visitors there, and a shock try. This Headingley crowd are shocked by that try. Stevenson working quickly off the ball from Tomlinson to go over there underneath the sticks. And Lee's there paying from losing the ball early in the tackle count. St Hilaire running the ball out, knocked it on. And Wakefield, who have been stung by that result last week against the Bulls in the Challenge Cup, they'll come here with a point to prove, no doubt. Also talk in their back room, 1 or 2 people saying unkind things about the players. Well, players like nothing more than that to fire them up for big games, and you don't get any bigger than playing the Rhinos here at Headingley, and especially in the first game of the season. So it's 2 minutes gone in the game, 4-0 to the Wildcats. Steve McNamara is probably one of the easiest kicks he'll ever had in his career. Right in front of the post, smack bang, 10 metres out. He's taken his time, as is the way with kickers. They do like to spend the exact amount of time on the same kick. It's a methodical approach that works so well, and it does also for Steve McNamara, who slots it straight between the posts. So Leeds, they need to come back now. A biting cold here at Headingley. It's absolutely freezing up here on the gantry, and no doubt many of the loyal supporters of the Rhinos bearing these cold conditions to cheer lads on. And now the band strikes up in the south stand. Francis Cummins taking over the kicking duties with both Yestin Harris and Kevin Sinfield not starting this game. Sinfield on the bench, Harris ruled out through that knee injury. So Cummins, it's a good high kick, fielded well. This is Poaching. Farrell in on the tackle. Farrell playing the hooker role as he did against St Helens last week. He hasn't really had a chance performing this game. There's only had 1 tackle for the Rhinos, and that was a knock on, so they need to have a good set of 6 now, get the defensive pattern right, and then have an attacking set of 6, which would be their first of the game. Tomlinson now feeds it out. Again, Tomlinson acting well. Goes through, but he's tackled there by McDermott and Powell. Now, last tackle, big kick. They're aiming for St Hilaire again. This will test the young fullback. It's going to drop dead though, so you won't have to worry about that one. So the Rhinos have it back here on their 20. And this will be a good platform here to start from. Ryan Sheridan shouting the orders to the players. Borno goes to Farrell. Farrell feeds it to McDermott, charge forward. Makes 5 metres on the run. Farrell, ball shoots through his leg, but he gets it away to Fleary. Fleary powering upfield, but no real yard is made there from that tackle. Farrell elects to go blind, goes himself. Very static though, the Rhinos' forward movement at the moment. And there's a penalty there. Interference at the tackle. Ryan Sheridan wants to get the play back on the way as quickly as possible, and he kicks up to the halfway line. Now Farrell gets the ball. Referee Steve Ganson pointing out where Anthony Farrell is to take the tap from. This is McDermott. McDermott, so much power in those legs. He goes through the line there. Nearly makes it up to the 40. This is Sheridan. Sheridan very flat. Finds it to Morley and just up to the 40-metre line now. The Leeds line needs to be steeper perhaps if they're going to get more movement here. But this is Hay. Hay looks to go through. Runs at Masella. Masella, he's on the bench. It's Poaching who drags him down. This is Bell. Bell caught by the ankles. Some 25 metres out from the line. Sheridan. Sheridan finds Farrell. Farrell has runners either side of him but elects to go himself. He's eventually brought down by McNamara and Hudson. This is Morley in at dummy half. He finds Sheridan. Sheridan notes that Ganson is signaturing the last tackle. Senior's up there. Bell finds Hay. Hay has the ball, but he has not many options. There's a touch on there by Wakefield. Can Marcus St Hilaire get it? He can't. It's caught there by Paul Sampson, but it was a knockdown by Wakefield, so it is a knock-on the last tackle. And so Leeds will have head and feed here. Good play there by both Bell and Senior, putting the pressure on the kick and making Wakefield make the mistakes. And that's what it's all about in the last tackle. If you can't find an attacking option, you have to make the other team make mistakes. Always a bit of a flare up there. Darren Fleary taking exception to something said there. I think it's by Francis Stevenson, the try scorer. So Steve Ganson will get them go down again. Now Hay feeds Sheridan, a short run around. Sheridan out to St Hilaire. St Hilaire does brilliantly keep hold of the ball. Fantastic play there by the bleached-haired fullback. This is Blackmore. Blackmore goes himself from dummy half, looking for a gap. Perhaps that's where the Rhinos think Wakefield are weak. Sucking them in, make them do the tackles, make them do the work. Sheridan feeds inside to McDermott. McDermott brought down on the 10. Now the crowd have sparked up, saying McDermott knocked on there. He's the referee. Barry McDermott claims the ball was ripped out of his hands. Two men in the tackle there. There's 7 minutes gone in this game. It's 6-0 to the Wildcats. Just a Stevenson try and a McNamara conversion, the difference between the two sides. But I'm sure that Wakefield will be more than happy with that score at this present moment in time. They're taking the time here. Tomlinson comes right round. Head and feed, goes short, feeds it out. Brought down there right to Tupu. This is Hudson, feeds it inside. Leeds looking aggressive in the tackle. Darren Fleary all fired up after that last skirmish. Him and McDermott, the two props in on the tackle there. Now Farrell and Barnhill. Barnhill who's impressed with so many, but he can't bring down 11 Warren Jowett. But he is eventually dragged to the ground, and he's lost some 7 metres on that run, going backwards, crab style across the pitch. This is a good set defensively for the Rhinos, putting the pressure on. But if you're going to do the hard work on the tackles, you've got to keep your discipline. And referee Steve Ganson says that there was interference there on Neil Law in the tackle there. And so the Rhinos must march the boy backwards. The ball's kicked out there by Maloney, the former Castleford Tiger, now residing at Bellevue. Barnhill nearly drops off the tackle again, but gets it in eventually. He'll not be used to these freezing conditions, having played all his rugby down under. This is Hay. Hay puts the tackle in this time with Fleary. Poaching's in at dummy half, trying to get the ball away quickly. Steve Prescott, good run there from him. It's now going out to McNamara. McNamara spins to the tackle underneath Powell's challenge, but Barnhill was there. Now this is Tomlinson. Tomlinson feeds it out. This is 4 to Tupu. Tupu tries to get a pass away. Sampson, the rugby union convert, and all he can do is knock it on and throw it into touch. He might find he hasn't as much time as he normally does out there on the wings, but he'll certainly be one player that's used to it. Well, of course, all these lads have been playing in summer conditions the past couple of seasons, whereas Mr. Sampson on the wing here for Wakefield's been plying his trade in the rugby union field. Now this is Powell. Powell running at the line. Dummies once to Bell. Good run there from the veteran. Standoff. Bell now goes into the dummy half. He feeds Sheridan. Sheridan has Morley outside him. Morley crashes through the first tackle, or rather Blackmore. This is Farrell. Farrell quick to get to dummy half, but he can't get away from the tackle. That's McNamara. Hay doing hard work in this first half so far. We're on the 10-minute mark now, and the Rhinos were desperate to get the men's on the board. They trail by 6 points. Farrell receives the ball off Fleary. Fleary, a wild pass there from Farrell as well. St Hilaire has the kick ahead, but he was seen to be hacked down there, but referee Steve Ganton says no. Accidental trip on his boots there, so Leeds have to defend again. This is great play from the Wildcats. Very few would have expected it from them after last week's result. Big hit there from Darren Fleary, the master of the big hits. Sheridan matches it, and that's the big thing with this Leeds back line. Once one tackler raises the tempo, they all have to try and match their teammate. Mismove there. Oh, tremendous hit there on Willie Poaching, but he hasn't gone down. He has now. Andy Hayes having a tremendous game in this first half. His big hit there on Poaching, and Poaching will certainly be looking out for him next time the ball goes through. Morley on the challenge there. Morley concentrating on the ball, or rather the tackler rather than the ball. Shit. Good play there by Keith Senior. Took his time, made sure he knew where he was in line with the touch, and just took the ball and took the tackle off Sampson. Now the Rhinos trying to move it in from the touch. This is St Hilaire, offside. The Wildcats way offside, a good 2 metres offside, and there's a bit of backtrack there from 16 Andy Fisher, and so Ryan Sheridan looks to scoot himself. Steve Gatson saying it wasn't paid for the mark. Oh no, he just wants to have a word with Fisher and Poaching, just to say he's the man in charge out there. We haven't got the benefit of the mic'd up referee for this game, but I'm sure that's what he's saying. He's the man in charge. He'll decide what's going on, and he tells Warren Jarrett exactly what he expects. So Farrell received the ball. Here he feeds McDermott. McDermott powers through, and the South Stand responds. He's their man, and they cheer his every move. This is Sheridan. Sheridan finds Fleary. Fleary in midfield. He drops the ball, and Farrell puts the tackle in. Very unlike the Rhinos, this high Eric out so far. But puts the tackle in. They're making the work hard for themselves, of the Rhinos. They're not completing their set of 6, and it's something Dean Lance will be adamant when he points out to the players at half time. Now Adrian Morley steaming through on 3. Francis Maloney. The wild pass, and you don't want to see when your teammates put your wild pass in. Great Britain's Adrian Morley charging at you. This is Powell. Powell puts the tackle in along with Fleary. 21 Hudson feeds it out. Fleary's there. He doubles up. This is good work from the Rhinos. They have made amends to their mistake by keeping the pressure on. The Wildcats get the kick away. Senior feels the kick. He's got space. He runs past the Tupa. He finds Bell. Bell running down the wing. Bell cuts back inside. Senior slipped on the turf. He's cutting up rather badly the pitch. Had a lot of rain this week in Leeds. This is St Hilaire. St Hilaire breaks through. He's just brought down there by Ryan Hudson, the former Giant. Farrell claiming he wants the ball. This is Sheridan. Sheridan finds Powell. Powell has Barnhill outside him. Forward pass. Touch judge signals there to the referee, and again the Rhinos find great field position but cannot make it count. The one error, the one pass, the one drop ball is costing them dearly. Wakefield have head and feed on there, 15 metres out from their own line. There's been plenty of pressure now for the Rhinos. They've penned Wakefield back into their own half. They've done some good set of sticks, right up to about the 4th tackle, and when it comes to the 4th, 5th tackle, there's been a drop pass or a forward pass or a knock on, and they really have got to sharpen up their handling. Now the ball comes out, finds Tutupu. Tutupu brings it inside. Bell and Morley double up on the tackle. It's good work there from Bell. He shepherded the man inside to where he knew his teammate was. Fleary and Farrell team up. How often have we said that phrase? Looking to run the ball this side now. It's 12, Willie poaching. Nearly a quarter of an hour gone in the game. The Wildcats still lead 6-0. How long will Dean Lance leave Anthony Farrell on before he brings on Lee Jackson? That seems to be a forward pass. It almost certainly was, and it was indeed. Steve Ganson very wise to that. And Francis Stevenson, who perhaps thought he was on his way for his second try of the game, almost an American football style pass there from Steve McNamara. He got a big hit, and that's the quality of the tackles. If you put the tackle in hard, then it'll make the man think about where he's passing the ball. McNamara took a big hit there, and he couldn't concentrate on where the pass was going. Now the Rhinos, this is a big set of 6. They started inside the Wildcats half, so they need to make sure that they keep the pressure on, complete their set of 6, and put a tactical kick in on the 5th tackle. If not, score a try. This is a blood bin replacement. Stevenson going off, I think. Referee, yes, it is a blood bin. The 4th official signalling to the crowd. That's a blood bin replacement. And on comes former Rhino Martin Masella coming onto the pitch. He receives a warm round of applause from the directors' boxes here at Headingley. The South Stands haven't quite responded to an old favourite of theirs. I'm sure they will give him a reception once the danger's passed. This is Sampson. Sampson knocked on. A wild pass there for Paul Bell. He couldn't quite keep hold of the ball. Sampson seems to be alert to it, but he couldn't hold on to it either. The players' hands must be freezing out there. It's absolutely biting cold out there. But that's what this game of rugby league, and especially at Super League level, is all about. Making the passes stick and making the tackles count. Now this is Bell trying to make amends. He drives up the middle of the park. Farrell finds Barnhill, the big Australian. The bald eagle as he flies through the Wildcats' defence. This is Farrell. Farrell fires it out to Blackmore. Blackmore will just lose his foot in the tackles made easy for the Wildcats. Farrell finds Powell. Powell had to stop. Oh, and he was lined up for the tackle there from some way out. Had to take the pass high in the air. This is Sheridan. Sheridan tries a little grubber kick through. Wasn't the last tackle, it was a try and option there. St Hilaire in the tackle there, trying to snuff out the danger. Penalty to Leeds. We saw this last weekend where the referees don't want the player coming in at dummy half messing around at the play of the ball. That was Tomlinson. The player tackled was poaching, and Tomlinson came in trying to pull players off the ball. We saw it in last weekend's Challenge Cup games, and we see it again here. Barry McDermott powers his way up the field and goes straight through Francis Maloney. This is Sheridan. Sheridan has Morley inside him, but Bell outside him. Bell dragged to the floor. Claiming there's a knock on there, and Bell, as he's gone to the ground, knocked on. And things just aren't going right for the Rhinos so far. And Paul Bell, who's stepping into big shoes in the place of Brad Godden. And, he had a good game last week in the Challenge Cup, but he's not had the best of fortunes so far this evening in the first game of the Tedley's Bidder Super League 5. This is Richie Blackmore, the tackle in. McNamara feeds it inside to Law. Law drives it upfield. He's eventually brought down by Fleary. Ball comes out now. Number 10, Martin Masella, comes through. Seems to have lost a little bit of weight from his final days at Headingley. I did have an injury mid-season which didn't help matters. Ryan Sheridan looks to the touch judge and says there was a knock on there, wasn't there, sir? And indeed there was. And poaching is not happy with the touch judge. He should take a long hard look at himself. He took the knock on there and cost his side the ball. Now Senior coming inside. The Rhinos looking to shift the ball out to the open side. This is Senior, steps, looks to go himself. He has Powell outside him, still going, the former Sheffield Eagle. Makes a good 10 metres on that drive. This is Powell. The dummy marker had him well cocked up there. Morley and Hay lingering out here on the left. If the ball can come out here, they'll cause some damage. Penalty to Leeds. Interesting to see here whether the Rhinos will take the 2 points on offer, with third choice kicker Francis Cummins having to take it. Captain for the night, Darryl Powell, decides that's what they'll do. They've been down here a lot and lost possession, so they might as well take the points while they're on the board. And so Francis Cummins gets a chance to have a kick. Francis, of course, in his early days did a lot of kicking when he first came into the club. He has 68 goals to his credit in his career. We'll be looking to add the 69th tonight. So he lines it up. No real strong wind to speak of, really. This goes over, it'll be bang on the 20-minute mark, so we'll be a quarter of the way into the game. He hits it firmly enough, it's got the distance, but it hasn't got the direction. It drifts to the left of the post, and the Wildcats come away with it. And so the opportunity spurned by the Rhinos didn't go dead either. So come away, Hay looking to put a tackle in on Marcella. McDermott, his old front row mate, gives him plenty there. The two number 10s on the field. Leeds keeping the pressure up on the defence. I'm sure Dean Lance will be happy with that side of the game. It's just the attacking options that have been very poor. Warren Jarrett coming into the middle there. And another penalty to Leeds, because Wakefield cannot keep their mouths shut. That's Tomlinson claiming there was a high shot. And so McNamara's called over. We could hear it way up here in the gantry, clearly shouting to Steve Ganson what he thought the decision should be. So the two former Bradford Bulls players, I'm sure there's no need to motivate them boys when they play against Leeds, involved in many games against the old rivals. So Senior collects the ball now on the touch side, finds Farrell. How much longer will Farrell stay on? We can see the subs warming up, and it is Jackson looking to come onto the field, so this could be Farrell's last action of the half. Sheridan feeds inside to Fleary. Fleary powers up to the 10-metre line. Now Sheridan feeds it out to Powell. Powell looking to run inside, he goes himself. Powerful run by Powell. It's actually McDermott that's coming off. So Farrell will swap to prop. This is St Hilaire. Going on the run, could he go himself? He can do, no, he finds Bell! Oh, and the Australian scores in the corner. No, forward pass signals referee Steve Ganson. Forward pass, so unfortunate there. Bell stretched the ball there. It looks as if he's collected it and scored his first try for the club, but it wasn't to be. Steve Ganson signalled a forward pass. So Jackson on, but Farrell moves to prop with McDermott going off on the 20-minute mark, 21 minutes. The usual ploy of spelling the forwards, especially the front rowers. We usually see Jamie Matthew come on at this stage, but Dean Lance wanting to see what Farrell can do at prop, such as the versatility of the player. The Wildcats looking to come away. Now feeds it inside, Fleary and the tackle, and Barnell as well. Referee Steve Ganson says the ball was raked out there by Darren Fleary. I didn't see the ball move myself, it seemed to go backwards if anything, but it's the decision he's made. And the kick goes high up towards us in the gantry here, and Wakefield will start this on the 40-metre line. 35 metres out. This is Tutupu. Tutupu runs at Bell. Bell in on the tackle. Hudson feeds it out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson inside to Marcella. Marcella bounces off Morley, but only finds Farrell and Fleary waiting for him. Ryan Hudson now. Dummies to Tomlinson, feeds it outside to Poaching. Leeds. The forward pass here. Yes, forward pass, head and feed to Leeds. I don't know whether Steve Ganson was signalling offside there, the Rhinos line. It wasn't the best signalling I've ever seen. So Sheridan has ball in hand and he'll feed the scrum now. Francis Cummins in at first receiver. Here's Powell outside him, elects to go himself and just comes inside, but tackle made by McNamara. Powell drives it up. This is Barnhill. Up to the 35, a big strong tackle on him there by Hudson. Now this is Sheridan. Sheridan finds Hay. Hay has Bell outside him, but the tackle was strong and hard, and Tutufu in there, making sure the tackle sticked along with Tomlinson. Tomlinson flicked him onto the back there. Oh, Adrian Morley can't keep hold of the ball there. A fast pass from Jackson hit Morley in the shoulder, and it's knocked on, and this is terrible stuff from the Rhinos in this first half. The passes aren't sticking, the balls are getting knocked on. Working very tight together, the Rhinos, and they're not just, the passes aren't coming off as yet. Now Tomlinson fires it out. Contrary to what I believed earlier, there seems to be a very strong breeze out there at pitch side. Any pass of any sort of length is getting caught in the breeze. This is Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes powers past Carl Pratt. Adam Hughes is going to score, the former Rhino. And he does do. Sorry. Runs round under the post, scores against his former club. Carl Pratt, who come on the wing there, was beaten off the pass. And this is disastrous stuff for the Rhinos. Really, no one would have contemplated this at the start of the game. Wakefield on a hiding to nothing last week against the Bulls. Coming here, just looking to put in a good performance. And now they lead. 10-0 on the board, 25 minutes gone. So McNamara lines up the kick. Yes, the wind certainly has picked up here. And it's blowing across the field, so this may fade across if he hasn't got it right. But he has an expert goal kicker in Steve McNamara. He judged the conditions just right, and he slotted it over. And so Pratt has replaced Marcus St-Hilaire, with Cummins moving to fullback from his original position. He continues his kicking duties. Not quite sure. I didn't see what happened to St-Hilaire there. I saw he went over to the physio, so it must have presumed it was only an injury. We'll find out how serious that is, no doubt, in due course. So Morley misses the tackle there. Fleary eventually gets it in, and the Wildcats with their tails up and charging at the Rhinos. This is 16. Andy Fisher makes it up to the 40. Tomlinson fires it out. Dummy to Tutufu, but Bell and Hay, 15-16 consecutive numbers, aren't wise to that and bring down Francis Maloney. Jackson drops off the tackle, but Barnhill's there to put it in on Masella. This is the last tackle. They're on the halfway line. The kick goes in. Francis Cummins is way back there at fullback and alert to it. Cummins drives it up. Hudson puts the tackle in along with McNamara Senior in at dummy half, finds Powell. Dummies to Pratt, but just takes the tackle from Jowett. This is Jackson finds Farrell. The Rhinos aren't making any real meters gained at this stage. Knock on there by Farrell. Farrell looks disbelievingly at the touch judge, but that's the decision gone. And with 12 minutes to go till half time, I'm sure the Rhinos just want to get in. I'm sure Dean Lance just wants to get a hold of his troops and shake some life into them. This may be the start of Super League, but we had a competitive, ultra competitive game against St Helens last week, and so that can't be to blame. Whereas the Wildcats had that beating against the Bulls. This is 12, poaching. The Rhinos missing tackles, but they eventually bring him down 15 metres out from the line. 19, this is Jamie Field, the former Rhino. One of many in the Wakefield ranks. Hudson finds Tomlinson. Tomlinson out to McNamara. McNamara, mismove. Out to Prescott. Prescott. Ball nearly dragged into touch. This is 2. Neil Law brings it, feeds it back inside. They're going across the field and Wakefield looking for the gaps. The pass goes out to Maloney. This is poaching. Poaching, wide outside pass. Out to Paul Sampson. They've scored in the corner. No, they haven't. Steve Ganson says forward pass. Forward pass is the ruling. There is a very stiff breeze down there, so any passes that players might be planning on making lateral will drift. They will drift in this wind. It's pulling the ball all over, especially the missed moves. But that's well fielded by the Wildcats. No real pressure. Now they come back and the tackle will have to be made on Law, and it's Blackmore who's in there. But at least they completed the set of 6. That's a great start for the Rhinos so far in this half. A wild pass there to Tupu, cleans up. Adrian Moore and Andy Hay in the hunt again, but Jackson in with the crucial tackle. This is Marcella who drives it out, and he's brought down by Farrell. 19 Field replacement. This is Hudson. Hudson feeds it to McNamara. McNamara had to stop and try to get some sort of momentum, but he couldn't. This is the last tackle. Wakefield only 35 metres out from their own line. Pass goes back. He's got a good kick on it, but it's going to be fielded by Cummins. One bounce and he takes it. He has Senior on one side, Pratt to his other, but Pratt runs around him and shortens his options. But the safe option was to take the tackle, which he did. Now this is Senior. Senior round the gap, has he? Oh, just spins in one tackle, managed to get the pass away though. This is Morley. Morley charging his way through. Looks to offload to Hay. But the ball was caught there by Marcella. Marcella knows that the Rhinos like to throw the ball around. He was one of the players who formed that type of play. Now this is Tomlinson. Tomlinson goes across the field, looked to be a forward pass there. Oh, that was one of the easier ones of the night. Just timed the run wrong there, and the gap opened up. So this is the blood bin reversal. Stevenson coming back off, and Marty Marcella will find himself back on the replacements bench. Andy Hay takes his position at loose forward, and Ryan Sheridan will feed the scrum. Sheridan finds Powell. Powell dummies to Cummins twice and then takes the tackle. Lee Jackson. Still no real pace about this for the Rhinos. The Wildcats happy to slow the tackle down, happy to slow the play the ball down. Needs to be a sense of urgency. Maybe it come now. Jackson fires the ball out to Cummins. But Cummins is brought down there. Now this is Sheridan. Sheridan feeds Fleary. Fleary drives it up. Straight up the field. Forward's the only way he knows. Now this is Powell. Powell dummies to Barnhill. Barnhill on like an express train. Just went straight through the tunnel where there was no ball there. Sheridan can't keep hold of the ball. And Steve Ganson says there was a knock on there from Ryan Sheridan. It was the last tackle. So that'll be handover to Wakefield. So again, the Rhinos don't get the opportunity to complete their set of 6 with any sort of purpose. Dummies and looks to go. This is Maloney. Maloney eventually dragged down. Hudson fires it out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson brings it back inside to Stevenson, who just returned from the blood bin. Now poaching. Drives it upfield. Hay in on the tackle, and Morley there as well, doing a lot of drifting. The Rhinos back row. Now this is McNamara. McNamara ducks under Andy Hay's tackle, but goes to the ground, and Darren Fleary soaks up the challenge. Looks as if he took a blow to the head there as he went to the ground. He went sprawling towards the floor, and the Rhinos had to put the tackle in because he's a tricky customer, Steve McNamara, and he would have scooted away if the tackle hadn't been put on him. He's down on his haunches. The physio comes to have a look at him. Well taken there. Oh, is there a trip there by Tomlinson? Certainly the foot came out. Referee Steve Ganson sees no wrong. This is Senior. Senior looks to find the gap. He's brought down by Chatupu. Now there's a sense of urgency in the Rhinos. This is Bell. Bell drags it up to the halfway line. Jackson has Fleary outside him. He finds him now. Fleary just manages to hold on to the ball. He juggles it first time. Now this is Sheridan. Sheridan has Hay outside him. Hay takes on the short ball. Hay looking for the offload, but does the safety first option of the tackle. This is Jackson, it's last tackle. Jackson finds Sheridan. Sheridan, a little kick through. Prescott at fullback, looking to get it. And looking to drag him in and touch the Rhinos. He has to fire the ball backwards. Sampson has it now. Morley. And it's Jackson who eventually puts the tackle in. We've got 4 minutes to go in the half. It's 12-0 to the Wildcats. Hughes and Stevenson the tries, 2 conversions from McNamara. Now Marcella. Ball comes out now. Farrell and Jackson with the tackle. The 2 hookers in this first half. McNamara early in the tackle count. He can see that half time's fast approaching. Tries a kick, tries the 40-20. Did he get it? Certainly Steve Ganson looking to his touch judge. Was he inside the 40 is the question. Nope. Is the answer. Steve Ganson signals that it's the Rhinos head and feed. Much deliberation. Even the Wildcats water carrier just asking Steve Ganson. No doubt he'll be going back to the bench and communicating that message. Steve McNamara taking a bit of a drink. Has he got a cut there? I think so. I think that's what he's got a cut in the lip, maybe, perhaps. The water carrier spraying a lot of water on there, giving it a good wipe. If he is bleeding, he'll have to go. But obviously not too bad. Just wiping away the dry blood, probably. Now this is Cummins. The Rhinos will be desperate to get a try on the board, even just a sting. Oh, this is Hughes again, Hughes. Oh, and again the Rhinos forcing the pass. Luckily that time Wakefield put a hand on it, knocked it back. So the Rhinos will have head and feed again. But with just 2 minutes to go in the half, they'll be desperate to get some sort of points on the board. If anything, to take the sting out of Dean Lance's half-time talk. They said he was pretty bad last week. They were trailing by 10 points against St Helens. Only heaven knows what he'll say today in the dressing room. This is Jackson. Jackson finds Powell. Powell inside to Bell. Bell drives it up with the tackles hard and fast. Jackson inside to Hay. Hay looking to get the ball away. Finds Powell. Good play by Andy Hay. Andy Hay. Great pass to Powell. Powell's just dragged down the 40. Jackson appealing for a quick play the ball. Sampson quickly in the tackle. Did he rip the ball out? He was one man in anyway, it doesn't matter. Cummins finds Hay. Hay looking for runners. He just takes it in the middle of the field. What can the Rhinos do here? Jackson finds Sheridan. Sheridan looking for runners. Goes inside to Powell. Powell inside to Fleary. Fleary dives to take the ball. This is the last tackle for the Rhinos. What can they do here? Sheridan in at dummy half. Finds Powell. Powell puts the big bomb up that's drifting in the wind, drifting back towards him. Barnhill knocks it on. There's a knock on there by Wakefield. It says the first one was from Leeds and it was the last tackle, so Wakefield have the restart. It seemed that way. Barnhill seemed to be pushing it backwards and then the Wakefield player came in. So we're in added time in this first half. The Wildcats 12-0 up. They'll be absolutely ecstatic going into that dressing room with this scoreline. Now this is Field. Field drives it up. Oh, just gets away, but couldn't get away from the tackle of Fleary as he fell to the floor. This is Hudson. Hudson, very impressive in the Huddersfield Giants. Disappointing season last year. Probably their outstanding young player. He's moved across to the Wildcats this year. Cummins takes it one-handed. Has Senior outside him, but can't find him. 3 Wakefield tacklers in the tackle there on Cummins. Senior looks to get away, finds Cummins. Cummins comes back to the spot where, it's exactly the spot where he was tackled the first time. Jackson says there was line on there. This is Morley. Morley takes it out to 25 metres from the Rhinos line. This is Sheridan. Sheridan over the 30. The Rhinos have to do something quick if they're going to get a score in this first half. This is Fleary. And they're still only up to the 40. It's the last tackle. Well, that seems to be a forward pass, but Bell gets the kick away. Senior and Hay chasing. This is Prescott. The senior into the tackle, and that's the final hooter for the first half. And you can hear the reception from the south stand. They're not happy with the Rhinos. That's a half-time score, 12-0 to the Wildcats. Tries from Stevenson and former Rhino Adam Hughes, and 2 conversions from Steve McNamara. Well, one immediate change there as the teams come back out for the second half. Jamie Matthews on for the Rhinos. And we'll just have a quick look, and he's on for Anthony Farrell. So his work in the first half having its toll on him. So the Rhinos have now used 3 of their substitutes. So the trail 12-0 at the half time. Steve McNamara's ball's just tifled off his kicking cone, so he just resets the ball. Jamie Matthew, player not to take any prisoners, and he'll certainly get the forward momentum going. Very exciting player when he comes off the bench. McNamara kicks it deep. This is fielded by Hay. Hay running past, coming straight at the Wildcats line. And I think we might see a bit of a change from the Rhinos now. Certainly this opening 10 minutes or so. I've got a feeling they may have got a bit of a talking to at half time. Will come out like a whirlwind. Certainly from all Rhinos' points of view, we'll be hoping for that. Sorry, Farrell's there. It's Fleary that Matthews come on for. So Farrell remains at prop. Jackson in the dummy half. He finds Sheridan. Sheridan kicks to the corner, looking for the 40-20, but he just hasn't got the legs on it. Coming back in field. This is Sampson. He's dragged down to the ground. Matthew in the tackle along with Bell. This is Tufu. Put my teeth back in there over the 40. Now feels it out to Field. Field stutters his run, then goes. But Jackson's alert to it, puts the tackle in. This is Hudson. Hudson goes from dummy half. Sprinting down over the 40. The Wildcats showing that it wasn't a flash in the pan in the first half. This is McNamara. Jackson puts the tackle in there. 25 metres out from the Rhinos line, the Wildcats. Last tackle. And there's a penalty there. Jackson laying on at the tackle. And I'm sure that Steve McNamara will take the 2 points here and bob it over. And he will indeed. So with just a minute gone in the second half, the Wildcats will be extending their lead, I'm fairly certain. And this isn't what Dean Larts will have wanted. Questions there. Powell talking to Jackson. Discipline's the key ingredient here. Discipline and consistency. They need to complete their set to 6, the Rhinos. They need composure in front of a substantial crowd here at Headingley, probably around the 10,000 region, I would have thought, which is fair credit to all those Rhinos fans. Freezing cold evening here in Leeds 6. McNamara 25 metres out from the line, just to the left of the post as we stand above the south stand here. Cleans the toes, building his sock, and prepares to make contact with the ball. And he's put that straight through the post, and the Wakefield fans that have all gathered now behind the posts shout with delight. So the Rhinos now need to pull themselves together and get this game back under control. They trail by 14 points. They're yet to get a point on the board, and Francis Cummins will restart this game. You wonder how near fitness Justin Harris was. I know he pulled down the training yesterday, but perhaps his presence on the bench might have made a difference. That's all if and buts now at the start of the game. You wouldn't have thought that Wakefield could have run to a 14-0 lead, which they have done now. And it's about those 17 men that are out there in blue jerseys now. And they need to put the hits in, and that starts there. Jamie Matthew, a crunching tackle on Jamie Field. Inside now to Stevenson. Stevenson dries up, but Jackson's firm in the tackle and brave. Wraps himself around the legs and pulls the man down. Barnhill and Matthew in on the tackle there. Hudson directing traffic from dummy half. He goes out to the open. Wild pass there from Tomlinson, but Tutupu collects it. Hudson kicks himself. Did well there, saw that there was space, and he had no other options onto that side of him, so took it upon himself to put the ball down there. The Rhinos will have head and feed here. Barry McDermott about to come back onto the field. And he will now eventually replace Anthony Farrell. My apologies to Mr. Farrell. I've had him substituted 2 times. He is going off this time. And he's played well in his time on the field. It's actually a blood bin replacement. The 4th official signals. So he will return, and the attacking options aren't dulled for the Rhinos. This is Hay. Hay drives it up. He's tackled by Hudson on the 20. Still no real urgency from the Rhinos. Jackson feeds it down to Matthew. Matthew finds Bell. Bell dragged down on the 30. Good play there by Jamie Matthew. Some people underrate his attacking ability, but he really does look for those balls in the offload. This is Sheridan brought down. Finds McDermott now. McDermott up to the halfway line. Jamie Field, one of those in the tackle there. It is the last tackle though, on the halfway. Law drops back. And the kick goes over his head. This is Cole Pratt chasing. He times his run well, and Law's studs give way underneath the wet turf here at Headingley. Now, moving inside, Barnhill and Matthew waiting to put the tackle in. Good play there from the Leeds forwards. Tomlinson finds Stevenson. Stevenson, ball pops out, but it's gone backwards, says referee Ganson. This is Jackson. Jackson drops out of the tackle. Ball's gone out wide. Senior watching Sampson. Sampson turns him inside and out, but he's still there. Senior did well there. Didn't dive in. Didn't give the winger the options. He made him work, made him trick, and made sure the cover came back. Ball goes out wide now to Prescott. Prescott has men outside him. Hughes. Pratt drops off the tackle. Ball knocked down there by Wakefield. This will be a Leeds ball. No, he says play on. Well, that's very surprising indeed. This is Law, and also he's wiped the tackle count clear. Says it was a Rhino's hand, but quite clearly from up here in the gantry position, our privileged viewpoint, that was a Wakefield hand in there. Tomlinson fires it out. Gets the ball again on the record run around. McNamara out to Tutupu. Tutupu finds it out wide to Sampson. Sampson for the corner. Did he score? Was he in touch? In goal judge and touch judge are there. He scored. Sampson scores in the corner. And quite unbelievable scenes here at Headingley. The Wildcats lead 18 points to nil. 18 points to nil. Devastating for the Rhinos. Worked the numbers there. Senior had to come inside to mark his man. Sampson was out in the wing. It was just if the cover could get across. It couldn't. He dives into the corner. And it's 18-0 to the Wildcats after 47 minutes. Still plenty of time left in the game, but it's a massive gulf now. Cummins kicks it long into the corner. It's fielded there by Stevenson. He drives it up. Powell and Barnhill in on the tackle. Tomlinson inside. Tackle made there by Blackmore. Shirt pulled over his back there. McDermott in on the tackle on field. This is Tomlinson. Tomlinson looking for runners. He finds Poaching, but Morley's waiting for him there along with Jamie Matthew. Now Hudson fires it out. Finds Tutupu. Tutupu looking for runners. He's eventually brought down the last tackle. Good defence from the Rhino. 25 metres out from the Wakefield line. They kick. Cummins at fullback. Waits the ball to run to him and then goes himself. Finds Senior. Senior comes inside from Sampson, but he's brought down there. 45 metres out from the Rhinos line. They'll start this set of 6. This is Hay. Hay looking for runners, he goes himself. He's brought down there by Fields. Now Jackson out to McDermott. McDermott comes back inside. What's a one off the rock stuff from the Rhinos. Not the inventive stuff we saw last week, but there's been plenty of mistakes. This is Matthew. Plenty of mistakes so far that would discourage you from playing that sort of game. This is Jackson. Jackson finds Powell. Powell looking for runners. One of them Sheridan. It's knocked on though by Sheridan. The ball didn't stick. And Wakefield have the ball. This is Poaching. Poaching coming across the field. Brought down there by Morley. Now McNamara drives it up. Powell puts the hit on him. Hudson has Stevenson running to his left, but he goes right. And a big crunching tackle there, or rather just a shoulder from Morley on Field. Field felt that. This is Hudson going from dummy half. Morley puts the tackle in but didn't complete it. It was Matthew that completed the tackle. Now this is McNamara. McNamara feeds inside to Tomlinson. Looked a bit forward to me, but the ball comes out now. Prescott goes to, can't keep the ball, it drops. The pass from Warren Jarrett goes to Prescott, but Prescott drops the ball. And Neil Law holds his head in his hands out here on the right wing, but maybe he thinks one more try will seal it. They lead by 18 points to nil. We'll see what comes of this. If the Rhinos can get a score from this, that may prove more costly. The placement here for the Wildcats. So Leeds have heading feed. Sheridan feeds Powell. Powell comes inside, and he's brought down by McNamara and Prescott. Sheridan feeds Blackmore. Blackmore looking for space. Can the Kiwi go? He looked to pass to Cummins. He's still going, is the Kiwi. Big, powerful Richie Blackmore. How good it was to see him back to form last week. Jackson feeds Barnhill. Barnhill bounces off the tackle of Adam Hughes. Jackson finds Sheridan, and the Wakefield backline is all offside. So Leeds have the penalty. Sheridan urgent to get things underway. A great kick down onto the 10-metre line now for the Rhinos. Plenty of pressure now. Come on, Leeds, this is the way to go. This is Jamie Matthew. Is he going to get a rare score? He's only got one in his Leeds career. That was last season at Central Park. He's not going to get another one there. This is Sheridan. Sheridan feeds McDermott. McDermott powering towards the line. Still going Barry McDermott. Jackson finds Powell. Powell to Hay. Hay goes outside to Sheridan. Sheridan off his fingertips, knocks on. Oh, it's a frustrating time to be a Rhinos player and a Rhinos fan. Another chance goes begging. And the Rhinos are running out of time. 53 minutes on the clock. One would think that they need to get at least a score before the hour mark and give 20 minutes to really go at the Wildcats. As it is, they trail by 18 points. And Wakefield have the ball. This is Tutupu. Tutupu running out. He's tackled by Sheridan. He's brought down 15 metres out from his own line. Running out the Wildcats up to the 20. It hasn't been fancy stuff from the Wildcats. They've been making the easy yards, and then Leeds have been making the mistakes, and then when they've got the overlaps, they've made them count each time. Adam Hughes out on the left-hand side, broke the tackle and was away. On this side, in this half, Sampson made the most of the numbers, and in the first try of the game, Stevenson just ploughed his way up the middle. But they are crucial scores, and they're scores that give the Wildcats a big enough lead as McNamara kicks downfield. Pratt's chasing. He lets it bounce once, twice, then catches it. He finds Cummins who slipped and wasn't ready for the ball because of that slip, but now he breaks away. Francis Cummins, he's broke over the 40, he comes onto the halfway line. This is Francis Cummins looking for runners. He's got Keith Senior outside, and Senior pins back his ears. Oh, and he's dragged down by Sampson, but the Rhinos have the ball. They have the numbers if they can get the ball away. This is Morley. Morley powers his way up, 5 metres short of the line. Now Sheridan, wild pass from Sheridan, finds Bell, but Bell bounces up, and this is Tomlinson. Tomlinson will just take the tackle from Matthew, and again the Rhinos, the pass goes down, and Law knocks on there. Barry McDermott picks up. This is Leeds' ball again. They've got to score now. This is Andy Hay. Andy Hay feeds back inside to Sheridan. Complete the set now, lads. This is Barry McDermott. He drives it up over the 10. Tackle to Splayer for the Rhinos. This is Jackson. Finds Sheridan. Sheridan fires it out to Bell. Bell dragged just short of the line. Senior finds Sheridan. Sheridan out to Powell. Powell finds Barnhill. Barnhill has men outside, and that man's Richie Blackmore, but he's brought down. They've now dropped back 10 metres, the Rhinos. They're 15 out from the Wakefield line. Powell finds Blackmore. Blackmore tries to find Powell again. Powell out to Pratt. Pratt for the line. Oh, he's caught there, trying to drag him into touch. Now Powell again. Powell looks to get the pass away. There was a Wakefield hand on that, so it should be back, and it is. Back to 0 on the tackle count. Richie Blackmore spins out of the tackle. Hudson and Gary Price in the tackle there. This is Morley. Morley powering his way through. Can he make it to the line just like last week? Jackson finds Hay. Hay, if anyone deserves a try, it's him, and he's got one! Andy Hay, tremendous play by the loose forward, playing the loose forward today. He's had a tremendous game in the first half, really doing the hard work on defence. And he gets his first try of the season for Andy Hay, and well deserved. Great run there from Morley, and also earlier in the move that came about with Pratt and Powell down this side. Good run in there, clever play by Blackmore. Saw the referee had signalled there was another set of 6 to come, kept his composure, and that's what it's all about. Morley, big powerful run, and then Andy Hay powered his way to the line. Taking his time. It's a long hard look up to the posts. There'll be a massive roar if he gets this one, and in all honesty he has to get it. Leeds have to get every point that's on offer. We've got 57 minutes gone in the game. It's 18-4 at the moment. It's now 18-6. Francis Cummins slots it over for his 69th goal of his Leeds career, his first of the season, having taken over from Yestin Harris in the kicking stakes. And now Leeds, what can they do? Kevin Sinfield's come on, replaces Barnhill, so Andy Hay will move up into the second row, and the exciting teenage talent Kevin Sinfield will move into loose forward rather. And now the South Stand roar. They've been backing their team all along, and now their team have responded. McNamara kicks off, and it's received. This is Morley. Morley drives it up the field. Good run there, eventually brought down by Price and Tutupu. This is McDermott. McDermott powering his way up. If Leeds can only get another score now, or keep the pressure on, that's what they need to do. This is Jackson. Jackson scoots away from dummy half. Great play from the former Hull and Sheffield man. This is Andy Hay, the try scorer, up to the halfway line. And now Matthew dummies, goes himself. Last tackle now for the Rhinos. Sheridan juggles it again. It's the last tackle. This is Powell. Powell feeds it out. There's a touch in there. Sinfield's got it. Now Francis Cummins collects. Oh, the ball seems to go backwards there. The touch judge signalled. Sinfield collected the ball, and the ball came backwards and he hit the floor. And so Wakefield have head and feet. So Andy Hay continues at loose forward. strike there from Barry McDermott trying to get the ball. So it was well in the back row of the Wildcats before he could get to it. Powell with the tackle. This is Masella who's come on for the Wildcats. A blood bin replacement early, he's now a full substitute. Bell in with the tackle. Jackson limping for the Rhinos. Turned his ankle perhaps. So the Wildcats come again. They've got the ball. It's the last tackle though. It's a high one into this wind. It'll stay up there for a long time. And they've collected it as Prescott feeds it out wide to Neil Law. Neil Law inside to Adam Hughes. And a great tackle there from Lee Jackson. He may have been injured, but the man did his job. Ultra professional. And Blackmore coming away there. He's calling out one of the Rhinos players here, Richie Blackmore. What's he going to say to him? So, just telling him to calm things down, I think. It was Richie Blackmore that had come away with the ball from the tackle. This is McDermott. McDermott powers his way through on Price. Jackson feeds it out to Hay. Hay has runners either side of him. He finds Semfield. Jackson now, oh, he's picked up the tempo now. This is Matthew. Matthew's found a half break. He's brought down 45 metres out from the Wakefield line. Jackson feeds Morley. Morley, he's still going. Up to the 30 for the Rhinos. Tackles to spare. Jackson finds Sheridan. Sheridan to Simfield. Simfield, oh, looks to be out of tackle. He's found Sheridan. Great play by Simfield there. And good support play from Sheridan. Simfield finds Powell. Last tackle from Powell. This is Jackson. Jackson looks to fire a wild pass out with the 2-2 intercepts. And it's a knock on. So the Rhinos will have head and feed 12 metres out from the Wakefield line. This is great field position for the Rhinos. It's 18-6 to the Wildcats. 62 minutes gone in the game. So they need to make the most of this. They need to complete this set. Sheridan finds Powell. Powell had to stop to take the pass. Jackson in at dummy half, finds Sheridan. Sheridan has Simfield outside him. But elects to go himself. Jackson finds Matthew. Matthew dummies one side. He's going to go himself. Jamie Matthew! Oh, big Jimmy Mack! He scored his second only try for the Rhinos, and what a crucial one it was. It was over at Central Park last year. It's even more so today. 18-6 they did trail. It's 18-10 now to the Wildcats, and the Rhinos are back in this game. And heaven knows only what's going through the Wildcats' minds now. They had an 18-0 lead. It could have been 20. Steve McNamara's conversion drifted short. Who can believe it? Francis Cummins can. He's added the conversion. 18 points to 12. The Rhinos are within a converted score. They certainly know how to make it exciting here at Headingley. But still they trail. That's from the Wildcats' point of view, they still have the points on the board. They still lead. It's up to the Rhinos to pull this one out of the fire. We've got 64 minutes gone. McNamara kicks off. Morley controls it with his boot, and Hay picks it up off the ground. He finds Blackmore. Blackmore dummies one way, then goes himself. This is more like the Rhinos we come to know and love. Jackson finds Simfield. Simfield drives it up. He offloads to Matthew. Matthew finds Powell. Powell out to Morley. Morley tackled on the 30-metre line. This is great stuff from the Rhinos. Jackson finds Powell. Powell inside to Sheridan. Sheridan just manages to hold on to the ball. Barry McDermott feeds it out to Bell. Bell brought down. This is Morley. Morley, when he goes, and He makes it up to the 40. Powerful run in there from the Great Britain second row. This is Sheridan, last tackle, puts the little kick ahead. Neil Law has to turn, he let it bounce, and Carl Pratt's in the hunt, and Neil Law's still going, and Carl Pratt could have a try here. Oh dear, dearie me. Just had the strangest of bouts at the last second there. Neil Law badly judged it, and it bounced off the post, and Carl Pratt just couldn't quite grab hold of it and touch it down. But again, the Rhinos are getting the pressure on. They're completing their set of 6, and they're putting the pressure on the Wildcats, and boy will they be getting jittery now. This is Masella, he drives it up to the 30. Hudson looking for runners, and now it's the Wakefield back line that looks static. It's the Wakefield line that's taking the ball standing still. That was McNamara, and he was tackled by Sheridan and Jackson. And this is Gary Price, 15. Barry McDermott seems to have taken a bang to the head. Knock on there by Warren Jowett. This is Francis Cummins, he spins out the tackle, goes one way then the other, then back on himself again. And so Leeds, no advantage there from the original knock-on. Barry McDermott's back on his feet. Physio Paddy Moran's had a good look at him and decided there's no serious damage there. So Sheridan has head and feed. Quick ball, Sheridan finds Powell. Powell out to Cummins. Cummins drives it up just over the halfway line now for the Rhinos. This is Jackson. Jackson finds Sheridan. Sheridan inside to Powell, who juggles but eventually takes it and is then tackled. This is Matthew. Matthew dummies one way, then takes it up himself. He'll be on a real high in this game, having grabbed himself a try. He'll be talking about that one for years to come, I have no doubt. First club he's ever scored 2 tries at. In his previous clubs he's only ever got 1 on the tally boards. He's a virtual high roller now. Oh, this is an interception. Oh, the Rhinos are getting to throw it around and couldn't quite get the hands on the ball there. This is Prescott. He's dangerous if you let him break. I remember 2 years ago for Hull, he punished the Rhinos at the Boulevard. And so this is Masella, tackled on the halfway line. Hudson feeds it out to Maloney. Maloney goes one way, but there's no way of getting away from Adrian Morley, and he puts the tackle in eventually. Oh, tries to go himself there, but he's caught by Sinfield. Last tackle now on the 40. This is Prescott, feeds McNamara. McNamara puts a low grabber kick through. Cummins will let it roll dead. He does well to do so. And so the Rhinos will start this on their 20. Hay finds Jackson. Jackson to Sinfield. Sinfield took it standing still, but he still makes a good 8 metres on that. Senior barking for the ball. He wants the ball. He wants to go. The Great Britain centre playing on the left wing for the Rhinos, trying to catch the Wildcats offside of the Rhinos. This is Jackson. They want the quick play of the ball. Steve Ganson's having none of it. So this is Sheridan. Sheridan feeds inside to Matthew. He finds Morley. Morley skips out of one tackle, still going. Ooh, just managed to keep hold of the ball there. Sheridan finds Powell. Powell out to Sinfield. Sinfield misses Blackmore. Pratt kicks it on though, and Adam Hughes has got it. Cummins puts the tackle in on Hughes, about 32 metres out from the Wakefield line. Sinfield and Matthew in on the tackle there on Neil Law. Prescott feeds inside to Andy Fisher. Andy Fisher can't make it much over the 40 though. The Rhinos can't afford to let the tempo drop. This is Warren Jowett. Powell and Blackmore in on the tackle. Blackmore picks him up and dumps him to the ground. Hudson dummies, then feeds Tomlinson. Tomlinson out to Maloney. Maloney looks to skirt around, but this is oh, good ball there from Bell to Senior. This is Morley. Morley, oh, just caught by the ankles. Good play there by Paul Bell, getting the ball away in the tackle. This is Matthew. Matthew Dummies one way. The Rhinos have got this ball on the 40-metre line. Now Sheridan finds Powell. Powell inside to Sinfield. Sinfield spins in the tackle, but he can't make any meters there. The Wakefield line up very quick. Jackson finds Hay. Hay dummies and goes himself. Andy Hay. Andy Hay inside to Francis Cummins. And Francis Cummins scores under the post to make his conversion a formality. And the Rhinos have equalised. Well, at least they will do if Cummins can get this conversion. I'm sure he will in front of the posts. Ronnie the Rhino goes mental on the pitch, and rightly so do. He returns to his faithful south stand, and the Rhinos have pulled this one out of the fire. And so Cummins converts his first try of the season, and it's 18-all. And the Rhinos fans rightly sing to the Wildcats, "You're not singing anymore." And indeed it has gone very quiet over there. But this game isn't over by a long stretch. The Wildcats have shown enough in this second half to show that the first half wasn't a fluke, but it's been all Leeds. One penalty by Steve McNamara, and that's been it in this second half. So this is Andy Hay. Andy Hay tries it out. He finds Blackmore. Blackmore out to Pratt. And Pratt could go the length of the field here. No, he can't, because it's a forward pass. Looked like a good touch there from Richie Blackmore, but the touch judge judges that it was a forward pass. Blackmore just knocking it through his hands out to Pratt. Pratt had the whole line waiting for him, but he was called back. This is Tomlinson. Oh, a tremendous crowd inside tonight, 13,842. Tremendous boost to the Rhinos that on such a cold evening here at Headingley. We've got 7 minutes to go, and it's the Wildcats on attack. Hudson to Price. Price brings it upfield. The Rhinos won't want to give this away now. They've worked so hard to get this back. This is McNamara looking at the drop goal. It hits the Rhinos, and it's well done there, Leeds. Kept your heads and kept your cool. This is Powell who drives it upfield. Discipline will be crucial in this closing stage of the game. A penalty either way will win this match. A drop goal either way, which is what McNamara was after there, will win this match. This is Morley. But if he has his way, it'll be a try, same as last week when we were at a tied situation. This is Farrell who's returned to the pitch. And this is Jackson on the offload. Great stuff from the Rhinos. Matthew spins in the tackle. He's tackled on the halfway line. Last tackle for Leeds. I'm sure they'll kick to Neil Law again. He struggled last time. That's exactly the case. And Pratt is like a man possessed, steaming down on Law. He was denied last time. He'll not be denied again. This is Blackmore in on the tackle. Great stuff from the Rhinos. They need to pen the Wildcats back within their 20. They are doing that. Blackmore again, he doubles up on the tackles. The Kiwi international having a tremendous game on defence. Spinning it wide, it's dangerous stuff from the Wildcats. They're obviously not happy with the draw. They want to go out and win this game. And remember, they were leading 18-0. They now are level on 18-all. Wild passes back inside, it's the last tackle. And they're tackled underneath the posts. And it's handover to Leeds. Leeds have the ball 15 metres out from the Wakefield line. This is Hay. Hay, dummies, looks to go himself. He feeds it inside from the play the ball, but he's robusted on the line. The back line steeped out here to the right, to the south stand side. Jackson, dummies, but he's tackled by Tutupu. Still going Jackson. Still looking for a way through. The Rhinos must complete this set of 6. This is Farrell in at dummy half. He has Sheridan at first receive and Matthew outside him. He's going to go himself. He's the big hooker come prop, come second row. This is Sheridan. Sheridan finds Powell. Powell looking for the drop goal. It's knocked down. Cole Pratt's the first to react. And Powell himself. Oh, did he get a touch on it? No, says the in-goal touch judge. Powell chasing his own drop goal. 4 minutes to go. And Jamie Matthew gets himself a Man of the Match award. And he was only just remarking the other week how he's never asked to go and get the old bottle of champagne. Well, he will be today. He's got a try and a Man of the Match. A proud day for Jamie. He'll even be happier if that try is involved in a Rhinos win and a Rhinos fight back. We're all level as we are at the moment. Look to be a forward pass to Jarrett, but he's coming across the field. Someone's got to tackle him, and it is Bell and Hay that actually put the tackle in. Now Maloney feeds it out to Sampson. He's brought down by Hay. Last tackle just short of the halfway line. McNamara has the ball. He kicks it grubber style across the pitch. He was well outside his 40. No danger there. Leeds have head and feed at the scrum. We've got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes for one of these teams to win this game. We're 18 points all. It couldn't be tighter. They said that Super League was going to be the most exciting so far. Well, from a coach's point of view, the Lions' performance in the first half certainly wasn't exciting, but it's created an exciting outcome. This is Sinfield. Sinfield drives it up over the 40. Good running there from the teenager. This is Jackson. Jackson have Blackmore outside him. He goes himself. Looking to offload, but he couldn't. The tackle was made. This is Blackmore. Blackmore, oh, trip there from Jowett, trying to get the boot in. Matthew looking to offload. This is Blackmore again, out to Sheridan. Sheridan has Sinfield outside him. Sinfield finds Hay. Hay out to Bell. Bell looking to get the offload away, but he can't. He's brought down on the 40. Last tackle for the Rhinos. Sinfield looks to get the drop goal, but it gets a hand along the way. And this is Prescott. Prescott pulls it up over the 20. Matthew with the tackle. We're into the last minute of the game. 18 points each. Matthew in with the tackle with Farrell. This is 16, which is Andy Fisher. Fisher shrugs off the tackle of Matthew. He's still going. In the end, it's Sheridan who eventually brings him down. Probably the smallest man on the pitch. This is Price, drives up the middle of the field. Jackson and Sinfield with the tackle. This is Stevenson, he brings it across the field. Sheridan in again with the tackle. Last tackle. McNamara, will he weigh up the drop kick? He does. It's got the distance. It hits the post. And Cummins is the first to react, and Cummins could break away here. Good play there by Francis Cummins, kept his cool. This is Blackmore. If Blackmore can get away from the tackler, which is Adam Hughes, and he can't, he could have had the line beckoning. This is Pratt. Pratt looking to get through. Spins in the tackle, still going Carl Pratt. Boy, would he make a name for himself if he could get a try today. This is Hay. Hay fires it out to Sinfield. The ball batted down by Wakefield, and it's a knock on. And Wakefield have head and feed. Surely they'll just play it in the middle of the park and try and get the drop goal. We can't have much time left, or not much injury time in this second half. Indeed, I can't remember Steve Ganson stopping the clock once. This is Stevenson, drives up the middle of the park. This is exactly the territory where Wakefield will stay if the Rhinos can't force them wide. Hudson feeds 15, Gary Price, he's brought down. They're getting ever and ever closer to those posts. This is 3, Maloney. Maloney to the left of the post, that's way wide. Pratt needs to take it though, he needs to get out from his own goal line. He's dropped the ball, and Wakefield have scored it. They've scored in the corner. Carl Pratt dropped the ball underneath the posts, underneath behind the line, and Wakefield have got the winning try here. And I think it's Neil Law who's got it. Adam Hughes, the scoreboard saying the former Rhino That's his second try of the game, and that is the game for Wakefield. And poor Carl Pratt could have scored at the other end earlier, had a breakaway, it was disallowed for a forward pass, and now he's gifted Wakefield the winning try. The fans beginning to filter out of Henley Stadium. Realistic crowd of over 13,000 here. The Rhinos now have the Cup quarter-final next Friday night, kick-off 8 p.m. against the Dewsbury Rams from the Northern Ford Premiership. But this has been a disastrous start to the new Tetley's Bitter Super League 5 campaign, and one which many of the players will want to forget. I'm sure Dean Lance won't let them. Yes, McNamara's kick does drift wide to the left, and there is the final hooter, and the Wildcats have won 22 points to 18. 2 tries for Adam Hughes, 1 for Stevenson and 1 for Paul Sampson. For the Rhinos, Jamie Matthew grabbed only his second try of his career for the Rhinos, added to tries by Hay. But Cummins, but the Rhinos have lost here 22 points to 18, a disappointing start to the new Super League campaign. This has been Phil Daly and a disappointing Headingley.